here on a Sunday today. What a beautiful day. Well, in Vancouver anyway. I'm here by myself today. It's a Sunday, beautiful day. I like to work. I don't want to be at home, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the waterproofing on the shower today. So we have everything ready for the tiles tomorrow. Doesn't look like it on the camera, but it's actually like 3 degrees, but still beautiful. Let's get started. Last time we came here, we saw how we finish all the drywall, we showed on the mudding, but this is only the first coat of mud. And the problem is it's really cold in this house and there's no heat. So we left it for 2 days and it's still, unfortunately, still wet, and we cannot do the second coat of mud. So instead of doing this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just sand the edges over here with a shower. We're going to prime it up to this point, make a straight line, prime it so it's good to stick some stuff on it. And then I'm going to work on a waterproofing today and the flooring. This way we have another day for this drywall or for the mud to cure, and then we can do the second coat probably tomorrow or maybe even the day after tomorrow. In the meantime, we have to continue on. We cannot wait for this mud to dry, so we have to finish the shower and we have to finish the floor. Then we can come back. If it's not dry yet, which I think it will, but if it's not, we can start the tiles. But at least we're getting some progress and we're not gonna be stopping here. And I'm hoping you like all my cords and my lighting system here. That's pretty professional. All right, let's take a look at how we're gonna do it. So a couple other things we need here. Look for some glue. Painting department. Everybody's so nice. Good morning. As we're at Home Depot here, we're gonna shop for shower doors for the client. So let's take a look what they have here. Wrong aisle. Right, here we go. It's a 60-inch door with a frosted glass, which I think was a little bit creepy. Honestly, I don't like that, especially in that old house. It would just make things look even older. So what I'm suggesting is clear glass, chrome finish, simple as this. I think you look beautiful. The only reason we're doing a framed glass door is because we have the ductwork running in the wall, so we can't really run a beam like this one, because on one side of the shower we have ductwork behind the wall, so there's only tile and drywall, and I'm not relying on tile and drywall to hold the beam and to hold this heavy glass. So I had to go with a full frame shower, so this way you'll be supported and we don't have to worry about it cracking or falling or misaligned over the time, right? So yeah, this is what we're gonna go with. Boom. Come back to you later. We're at the painting stage here. I'm going to give you guys a couple of tips of how to do proper painting. The first time you do the paint, which is a primer, right after mudding, it's really dusty. Is you got to use a lot of paint, especially when you do corners. Put your brush right in the corner with a lot of paint. Make sure you cover that corner, because if you don't cover that corner, what's going to happen, eventually that other layer of paint not going to stick, and eventually in the future is going to probably crack, especially in a bathroom or somewhere with moisture. Once you put your paint in there, very thick inside that corner, then you go with the flat side on one end, at least 2 inches down. So when you come up with the roller, it'll cover that joint. You spread it out, spread up the top side, and then once your brush is kind of empty, then you're going to go with the edge of the brush and smooth it out. So you have the as minimal as possible brush strokes. This way, when you come up with a roller, you will cover probably almost all of it, but you have a very minimal amount of brush strokes at the end of the job, so it looks nice and sharp. Okay, now we're going to go back with the roller and I'll show you how to do that. Tiles, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it. After you're done with the tiles, then we can install the glass door, and then the plumber is going to come in, put the sink in, the toilet, the shower fixtures, and this job's going to be done. Then we can move to the upstairs. So let's see how we're going to do those tiles. Okay, you can see the laser line. So what I did is I measured the exact height where I want the tiles. So you never want to follow the bathtub or the shower pan, because it's obviously not going to be straight. There's a slope in there, and then there's some variations. You never want to follow it from the bottom to the top, because you're always going to end up out of level. So the best thing to do is to put a laser line or a level line. I like to use a laser. And this particular laser over here gives you both vertical and horizontal lines, so you can follow both as you set up the first tile. First tile is the most important part of the job. So level, that's on the height. As you can see here, it's just 1/16 of an inch above the tile, and maybe a little bit more, maybe 3/32. The reason I'm doing it a little bit higher is because we want to lift the tile off the shower pan tiny bit, so we have enough room for silicone. You don't want it tight, You want enough room for caulking in there. Not a good idea to do thin set, grout, because grout always gonna crack. When people step on this, it's gonna move and the grout line is gonna crack. So every corner and every connection to any movement gotta be silicone or caulked with the right colors, of course. So that's why we lift it up a little bit. Then we have a little space at the bottom to put our caulking. I will have to shave a little bit at the end over here because it's not exactly 5 tiles, but it's only about a quarter inch. Nobody will notice that. It'll look like a full tile. So that line will give me that measurement. So it's perfectly done from here to there. Got the first row established. There we go. So this is perfectly level. You can see we follow the laser all the way to make sure it's 100% straight, because this is the most important row. And then the center, we got 5 tiles. Can you tell that it's a full tile here and a slightly smaller tile there? But it's not noticeable, and that gives me the exact look that I want. So now when we have the first row, we can continue all the way up. This is where we left on Friday. So we're looking good here. Look at this. Painting is done. The floor is done. The shower tiles almost done. I got one more wall to do, but look, guess what? Somebody forgot to put something here, and I wonder who that is. Me. So this guard over here is supposed to be right here. And I'm gonna have to take this plastic cover protection off of it and then install this thing. What it does is basically prevent the water from dripping into the valve, into the hole. So once it's installed, the water down, if ever water get in there, it's gonna go down and it's gonna go and slide off and away from the hole. So this way the drywall here is protected and water is not gonna go in there. So that gotta be done before I do this wall. That's the first thing I'm gonna do. And look at this. This is actually turned out pretty good. I love it. And I used the first time ever that I used those spacers. And those things, amazing invention. Whoever made that made a lot of money. That's already in the market for a long time. I'm an old-fashioned kind of tile setter, so I like to use regular spacer. And this is the first time I tried this product. And I was always hesitated to buy it. And I'm like, nah, this is just for beginners and whatever. This thing over here, those little things, they will make your life way easier. Keep in mind that you have to have your walls set up straight and level and all those things before you even consider to install tiles. But once you have that done properly and then you use those spacers, it makes life so much easier and make everything perfect. So let's get to it, and I'm going to start installing this wall. Once I have this one installed, I'm going to clean all those spacers out of the way, clean all the grout lines. So let's get to it, guys. That's not good. Trying to cut this circle and then I went off. That's gonna show. Well, new tile. The tiles, looks beautiful. I love the way it turned out. I know it looks gray, but it's not actually gray, it's more of a sand kind of color. And I know tile setters out there, I know you're gonna appreciate that. There was no cuts whatsoever. We had to go from the bottom, full tile, and then we ended up with exactly full tile on top to the 16th of an inch, all the way around with no cuts and no gaps. Don't you love that? Tile setters, I know you're gonna appreciate that. Put a like. I wanted to show you another problem that I discovered. Well, I discovered it a long time ago when I first started the job, but there was nothing I can do about it in the beginning. So this is what I have to deal with now. So the plumber that was here, no longer with us, meaning no longer working here. He made many mistakes all around here and upstairs bathroom. But the biggest one for me was this clean out. This clean out facing outwards from the drywall. There's a big knob or whatever that is here to open it up, and it sticks out of the drywall. Now the problem is it's gonna stay like that. So you have a beautiful bathroom renovated with a lot of money put into it, a lot of time and effort. You walk in and then you see that little ugly thing sticking out of the wall. So this is like unthoughtful and then should not be installed that way. There's another way to do it. Instead of putting a T sticking outwards, you can put a Y inside the wall. So this clean out is inside the wall. And then you can put a small access panel flat to the wall and paint it so it's gone and you cannot see it. So we left it like that, but we're gonna have to fix it. So there's a solution that I found. I'm gonna use this PVC cap. It's 3.5 inches. This thing over here is 2.5 inches pretty much. So 3.5 inches is the next size that go over it. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut it. Oh, it's already cut. I'm gonna fix the drywall around it, make it nice and smooth, and shove it all the way in there and leave it loose, tight, but not silicone or anything. So the plumber can always come here, take it out, clean whatever they need to clean, which is very rare. You don't have to clean like every week. It's something that you only use if you have to. And we're gonna leave it there, paint it, same color as the wall. So this way it looks at least intentional and it doesn't look like a mistake.